life hits you hard. One of the hardest decisions. Para kang nakipag-break.
She's the former team captain of the Ateneo Lady Eagles and a two-time UAAP champion. During her time in college, she was a consistent Dean's Lister before graduating with a degree in AD Management Economics. In 2023, she earned her master's degree in Sustainability Management before winning a Grand Slam in the PVL with the Creamline Cool Smashers. And now, she is here with us on the Scorecard. Well, actually, we are here. She is hosting us in her place of business. We have the owner of Physio Lab, Bea De Leon.
I haven't thought about those in a while. Thank you so much for having me, Anton. Thank you.
No, thank you for having us. This is an amazing facility and we will be talking about it in just a bit. But I want to ask how you've been doing since winning the Grand Slam in the PVL.
Very good, actually. Very, very happy. I didn't think that a run like that would happen to me in my lifetime. And being new to the team also, so well it's been a dream come true, honestly.
All right, before we talk more about that, I want to go back to your Ateneo days. Because syempre, doon nagsimula ang lahat eh.
Sad to say it's a bit far back.
I know, we're gonna take a trip down
Telling of
memory lane.
some years that have passed.
Okay, you won 2 championships with the Lady Eagles. You were team captain during your latter years with the squad. When you look back at that moment, is it crazy to think that since you guys won that championship, the 3rd championship in the history of the Ateneo Lady Eagles, that the team has not reached the mountaintop ever since, or since then?
Oh, man. I haven't thought about it. Yeah, actually, it's hard to believe that now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, more sad actually. I really love Ateneo, obviously, and I would still love to see them reach the top again. And that's quite sad. Ayun lang, honestly, after us, the whole pandemic happened, Sinapongge were supposed to be the ones as the seniors. And
I think that might have played a factor in the pandemic.
Probably, yeah. I think things just got harder from there. Continuity also probably got harder from there. I think the pandemic posed a lot of challenges, both for the school and the students, and just the support even also. So it might have been a factor, but I would love to see the day again. I'm sure the day is nearing. I'm pretty sure that the day is nearing that they're gonna be back again.
I know you're very busy, but have you had time to actually watch the UAAP as a spectator, like the Ateneo women's volleyball team?
Yeah, when they would play, yeah, of course. I love seeing them on TV. It's my pastime. Both basketball, volleyball. I try to look at it from time to time because in my very small spare time, it's really what I like to do.
Kinakabahan ka ba pag nanonood ka?
Yeah. You know, it's harder to watch. It's harder to watch than to play for some reason. Kasi pag nanonood ka, tapos lalo na pagka-close game, grabe. Mas pipiliin ko talaga maglalaro ako.
Yeah, kasi you're one of the fiercest competitors that I've ever covered in volleyball. So I would always wonder like, paano kaya pag si Bea naglalaro, tapos pag siya naman yung nanonood, tapos invested kasi Ateneo.
It's hard. Honestly, when you watch and then baka nga minsan mas intense pa ka nanonood eh. You scream at I usually watch on my phone. I scream at it and I react and all that. But yeah, it's fun.
Okay. You know what my takeaway is? Sobrang hirap mag-champion sa UAAP. Sobrang hirap because
very.
Like listening to you, hearing the stories of your teammates, ang dami niyong pinagdaanan before you reach the pinnacle of your careers in the collegiate level. And after that, nag-PVL ka naman, played for CH Mucho.
Yes.
You had a good program there. Your teammates from college, nag-reunite kayo doon.
Yeah.
What are your fondest memories during that experience muna, sa Choco Mucho muna?
I think my favorite parts were the bubble, the very first one when we did in, which led to the Ilocos tournament. That was fun, especially in that state of the pandemic, and then we get to hang out with your teammates, and we were far from our families, but I mean, masaya siya. We were all together, para kayong nagbabahay-bahayan, all together. It was hard, obviously, you had to isolate training, pero masaya siya, magkakasama lang kami, we get to hang out. Felt normal after everything that's been going on those times, and wala. Actually, that year, the pandemic year, was my first year back coming into, because the very first year of Choco, I didn't get to play. I was down for injury. So my first games were actually in Ilocos. My first game back was the first game in Ilocos.
Wow.
And so, well, it was very special to me, coming back to the sport, coming from that pandemic, where everything was done at home gym, online training, and finally getting to see your teammates, finally getting to play, finally feeling that environment again of competition. It was very, very special for me. And again, honestly, talagang wala. I was with Kat, I was with Maddie, I was with Jamie, I was with Kim, I was with Dina. We were all together, so it was fun.
You know, it's crazy that you mentioned that. Those are all your teammates in Ateneo.
Yeah.
And when I found out na magkakaroon pa ng isang team yung Rebisco, because obviously Creamline was established, and then ginawa yung Flying Titans. And then they got you guys. Kaka-champion nyo lang sa UAAP, I thought na, uy, malakas to. But unfortunately, Choco Mucho has not won a championship yet, although Maddie and Kat in previous interviews have spoken very positively, and they believe that one day it's going to happen.
I do think so.
Well, then you're on the other side now.
No, yeah, part of my heart will always be in Choco Mucho. I love that. I love everything that's happened there. I love everybody there. It's, parang kang nakipag-break. Alam mo, personally, I felt that I had to move on, but part of it and part of that team will always be here, and I'll always be rooting for them.
I see some posts online about yung Triple Towers. You, Kat, and Maddie, obviously, three of you are in different paths.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Well, looking back, alam mo, there was a time you didn't think you'll ever separate.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun, we were there, that was it. The team was made, we were together, and we had, obviously, especially in the beginning, we had very, very high hopes together as well. But yeah, life comes, life happens, life hits you. Hits you hard sometimes. And yun, it was very hard, one of the hardest decisions I've had to do in my career.
Wow.
Leaving Choco Mucho, leaving them, leaving the team, that group. So yeah, 5 years before, like if you asked me 5 years back, 3 years back, it would have been like, no, this is it. I'll be in Choco Mucho, I'll retire in Choco Mucho.
Wow.
So yeah, I think I watched a bit of when you talk to Kat, and I think it's just life and growing together, sometimes growing apart, but not totally. It's just
sometimes change is hard, but sometimes change is good too.
Yes.
Okay, so based on what you just shared, was it your personal decision, like, okay, hey, maybe it's time for me to start a new chapter? How did that process start of you getting acquired or moving to Creamline?
It was a personal decision.
Wow, okay.
Yes. Supported eventually by the management, of course. But I think things just really fell into place. Obviously, again, personally, I felt that I had to grow. I felt that I was a bit stuck where I was. And, again, at the end of the day, I had to think of myself. And then things just played out. And then with me, after that conference in Choco Mucho, Creamline needed the middle.
Yeah.
And then, from there, it really just played out. And when we talked about it, and then personally, I did want to make that move also. And then again, eventually supported by the management, thankfully. So yeah, because personally, I did not want to leave Ribisco. I think that was really the one of the harder things also. Thinking about leaving CH Mucho, other than leaving them, obviously, if not for Creamline, I had to leave Ribisco. And I did not want that to happen. So buti na lang rin things played out, and they had room for me in Creamline. And yun, eventually, the rest was just...
So how about the Grand Slam? You guys make it look so easy, but behind the scenes...
No. Did you see us? Whew! Not easy.
So, talk to us about that experience, your first season with the Cool Smashers, and tell us the real story. Like how hard was it to accomplish this Grand Slam? It's never been done. It's the first time Creamline has done it.
I know. Well, they make it look easy. I'm still at awe, honestly. I mean, because they've been a winning team even before I came. So, but yeah, I mean, the first one, all three were against different teams. So the first one against CH Mucho, the second one against Akari, the third against Cignal. All three different challenges. You know, that first one with Choco, I would be lying if I said nothing was going through my mind. A lot of things were going through my mind. They were my former team. A lot of eyes were on us, on me, and that was particularly hard. They were so good with the new system with Coach Dante. Coach Dante really did well with them. CC coming, she was such a powerhouse. Unfortunately, Kat, that season had to sit back. I think if she were there, it would have been even harder, obviously. But yeah, Coach Danton did such good adjustments. We thankfully had answers to it. But leading up to that moment of the finals, we were barely hanging on.
It's crazy that you say that.
No, we didn't even know if we were gonna make the Final Four. We lost a couple of games, I believe, to Petrogas, and we lost another one. I forget, but basically, I mean, obviously we had to lose a couple. Cherry, we lost to Cherry, both in Laguna, both in Santa Rosa. So, and everybody, CH Mucho was number one. You know, we obviously wanted to avoid them right away for the semis. And I don't know, things just played out. PLDT lost, and then we automatically had that fourth spot, or even the third. I don't really remember, but basically, we were computing like how do we get to how do we get that last spot? How do we get there? And then that was a round robin semis. Yeah, and we lost also. We lost to Choco. The first time Creamline ever lost to CH Mucho. And that was tough. We went 5 sets. It was reverse sweep for us. So it was tough. It was so hard. But it made everything more special, especially also as my first with Creamline and as a pro player. And the second one with Akari, the reinforced, we also lost. We lost our first game, I think. We lost our first game to PLDT. So that we were really up and down. It comes as such a blur to me at some point, you know. But the invitational against Akari, different challenge again. With them being undefeated. With them being undefeated, emotions were high. Their first experience in the finals, and obviously they were so eager. Another experience. The third being the invitational. Sorry, that the second was the reinforced. The third being the invitational. Just days after the reinforced. That was so hard, and so many delays actually. Dami naging delay leading up to it. Grabe yun. Just because of that schedule of back-to-back games coming from already a long reinforced conference. Grabe. And then it was a fairly smoother ride leading up to the finals. But going against Cignal was so tough. My God. So we were there in the finals and it went all the way to the 5th set.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a chess match actually between coaches, between the teams. And at some point in the 4th set, if they won the 4th set, if I could recall, if they won the 4th set, it would have been them. They would have won. And at some point there, if we had not made the adjustments, we were really like, this is looking like we're gonna lose, you know. I mean, like, didn't obviously express it to our teammates as we didn't want to think it out loud.
Yeah.
But we were talking after, and then we were saying, oh my God, like, this might actually not happen for us. And it was that, you know, parang at that point, parang we were saying, if we had lost that, even if we had won the reinforced, parang syempre, diba, the mood that we're like, how are we gonna, because we never really got to celebrate the reinforced right away.
Yeah, because the turnover was so fast.
Yeah, parang 3 days lang yun, diba? So, after that, we're like, oh man, if we had lost that, parang, oh, like, the mood wouldn't have been the same and all that. And yeah, but it was so hard that 1 week. That 1 week was probably one of the hardest things we had to go through, especially mentally, physically. Sobrang pagod.
So ayan, nadinig nyo mula kay Bea De Leon mismo lahat ng mga pinagdaanan nila. Obviously, on TV, if you're just a spectator and Creamline's always winning, you think it comes easy, but no. You heard it straight from Bea. Lahat ng mga paghihirap, mga sakripisyo, ups and downs,
training
crazy.
time, our training is at 6. The games are at night.
Yeah.
So, galing kaming game, tulog kami, training kami, call times at 5:30.
Yeah.
So, wake up at like 4:35.
Okay. So now, how does it feel to wake up as a PVL Grand Slam champion?
Crazy, honestly. Sometimes when people say it, it's like, oh nga, no, Grand Slam nga. But yeah, I mean, now that I'm here, it's just, honestly, again, it's a dream come true for me. Sobra. At some point, I was only hoping for one, to end my entire career.
To end your entire career?
Yeah, of course. It was hard, you know, hard. So sabi talaga minsan nag-pray na lang ako, Lord, sana makakuha kami ng isa. Makakuha ako ng isa.
Yeah.
At the time with Choco also,
Yeah.
I was just really hoping like one good run, please, one good run. And now I'm blessed with 3. It's prayers work, honestly. God is so good to me, good to the team, and I would never have thought that 3 would come at all and this fast.